The John Howard Society of London and District is celebrating its 75th anniversary this year. It is a major milestone for our organization. It is a time to fully understand and appreciate our roots to ensure that our journey honors the philosophy, values, and principles of the Society. It is a moment to reflect on the meaning of our mission statement: effective, just, and humane responses to crime and its causes.
We salute our founders, the compassionate and forward-thinking volunteers who established the John Howard Society in London in 1947. The London office was the second branch of the John Howard Society to be opened in Ontario after the Toronto office. The London founders were concerned about helping men who were leaving the prison system. They provided these men with meals, helped them find a job and a place to live. This humane activity was the root of the reintegration services offered by the Society.
In 1953, the Society received funding from the Community Chest, now known as the United Way Elgin Middlesex. At this time, the first professional staff member was hired. This partnership with the United Way secured the future of the organization and paved the way for the development of professional social work services.
Once the board was released of the responsibility of client services, the directors were able to turn their attention to the development of the philosophy, values, and principles of the Society. The directors regularly attended tours of prisons both in Canada and the United States, where they encountered the best and the worst of conditions. They consulted members of the parole board and met with politicians to communicate concerns about prison conditions and proposed legislation. Board members carefully deliberated the issue of capital punishment and eventually promoted abolition of the death penalty. In the 60s and early 70s, the board advocated for the closure of the Middlesex County Jail. The Society was consulted in the construction of the Elgin Middlesex Detention Center, which opened in 1977. Throughout the years, the Society's workers have counseled inmates at the EMDC.
By 1969, the Society purchased 601 Queens Ave. The building offered a welcoming space for clients to explore the roots of their criminal behavior and assisted in effectively addressing risk and needs factors to become successful. The Society was a place where optimism and hope prevailed and where everyone was given a second chance.
The mid-90s was a challenging period in the agency's history. The Harris cuts and the common sense revolution changed the landscape. The number of clients seeking services skyrocketed. The number of homelessness increased. Agencies were forced to drastically reduce services. Halfway houses were closed. Boot camps, triple bunking, and super jails were the order of the day. The Society was incorporated and survived cuts in funding because it was a cost-effective organization that did not rely heavily on any single source of government funding. With the support of long-standing board members and staff, the agency was stable and continued to grow.
When talking about the history of the John Howard Society, it is important to reflect on the strong leadership that guided the agency over the years. The Society has been fortunate to have leaders like Laurie Cunningham and the late Tom Dykstra, who played a vital role in the success of the organization. I had the pleasure of working closely with Laurie Cunningham for many years. Laurie has been a great mentor and a role model for me. She dedicated her career to the cause of the John Howard Society. The agency thrived under her leadership, and she was well respected by our community partners and funders. Laurie joined our volunteer crew after her retirement in 2014 and continues to support the agency in so many different ways. We owe Laurie a debt of gratitude for her strong leadership and service to the Society. Thank you, Laurie.
When Tom Dykstra retired, Laurie Cunningham was appointed executive director. She encountered a rapid social and technological change, but with her skill and determination, she forged on and developed many new programs.
I was hired in 1979, and I had the privilege of working with Tom for the next 15 years. Tom was my teacher, mentor, boss, and friend. I respected him and I loved him. Tom played a role in shaping the core values of the John Howard Society. When it came to principles, there was no compromise, and he was unmovable. When he walked into a room, everyone knew the leader had arrived. He was knowledgeable. He read legislation. He traveled to prisons in Canada and the United States. He articulated the philosophy with passion. The executive directors established an award in the name of their esteemed colleague, Tom Dykstra. He was elated, and in his predictable fashion, he corrected the citation.
The leadership from John Howard Society of Ontario and the John Howard Society of Canada is significant. We benefit from the wealth of experience in the Society as well as from the Centre of Research and Policy at John Howard Society, Ontario.
The Society has deep roots in volunteerism. 75 years ago, a group of concerned citizens established the Society. Volunteers continue to play an active and important role in the organization. They continue to help us serve our clients and our community.
I am surrounded and guided by staff who work tirelessly to ensure that every person walking through our doors is treated with respect and compassion. And I am so proud to have joined an organization that truly believes in its people, truly believes in its communities, and believes that every person has the capacity to grow and to learn from one another.
Since the 70s, the John Howard Society of London and District has partnered with King's University College to supervise social work students at both the undergraduate and graduate levels. Students develop skills in assessment as well as individual, group, and family counseling. The Society offers excellent, in-depth, direct practice learning opportunities where students can link theory to practice throughout their field placement experience.
Although I had been aware of John Howard's Society, my active involvement began when I became principal at Sir George Ross Secondary School in 1993. Early in my tenure there, the school hosted a meeting of various agencies, among which John Howard Society was represented by the Executive Director, Lori Cunningham. Fortuitously, she and I gravitated towards each other, and I mentioned somewhat casually that a group of male students in grade 10 were giving us a run for our money. Lori immediately responded that John Howard Society could provide some regular counseling for these students to keep them in school and prevent them from becoming part of the criminal justice system. The Community School Resource Project is a model that goes by various names that has been discussed extensively over many years. It centralizes all services in an easily accessible location. Although it is very much common sense, it is a challenge to implement. Unfortunately, structural boundaries hinder its establishment. Change is hard. However, that small beginning, which saw John Howard Society staff offering counseling to a group of male students, has grown into programming in schools across London and Middlesex County. My wish is that this collaboration will continue and grow as we strive to support all our young people.
In 1977, I was appointed as police representative to the board. London Police had a long history of representation on the board. During the next 16 years, I met many talented individuals on the board who had a variety of backgrounds, but who all came together working for the betterment of those in the problems with the law.
Real concern for me was overcrowding in the jail, lack of access to services, mentally ill accused, not being properly treated in custody, and the over-incarceration of Indigenous people. Our society actively addresses those concerns daily through our staff, through our board, through our leadership with Tagrick Hussain. And they've done just a wonderful job of expanding bail service with the bail supervision program to bring down the number of over-incarcerated individuals, and particularly Indigenous accused who are overrepresented in the jail. They do an amazing job. They do excellent advocacy, and they've just really done so much for accused and their family in custody. I'm really proud to say, well done, John Howard.
Tom started a family Christmas party. Unfortunately for many families, they had no one with them on Christmas when their spouse or significant other was incarcerated. So likely they would have little or no Christmas meal or other, certainly not toys for the children. John Howard sponsored a Christmas party for families who were in this situation. It provided a beautiful turkey dinner, wholesome surroundings, fun and games, and of course some toys for the children. Without John Howard's involvement here, these people would have had a very bleak Christmas time. The other interesting thing is we included other families to meet together so that they realized that they were not the only people in this situation and had the benefit of socializing with one another during this event.
In 1971, the Society established the Women's Group for women who have a loved one involved in the prison system. The Society believed that maintaining a connection between the family member and their loved one in prison was key to a successful reintegration. The group offers women an opportunity to receive support through emotional crises, evaluate their relationships, and receive relevant information about the criminal justice system.
The John Howard Society has been concerned for decades about the overrepresentation of Indigenous people in the justice system. In the 80s, the Society established the Indigenous Services Program to ensure Indigenous clients have access to culturally relevant justice services offered by one of our 4 Indigenous workers. The Society and its Indigenous workers are well respected in the community and the local reserves.
Tom did many other projects during the early years. One of particular interest to me was the board members attending prison visits, which were in both Ontario and parts of the USA. These visits gave the board members a unique opportunity to see the true operation of various prisons and correctional facilities and to have them better serve the society in their role from day-to-day applications of projects and programs to assist the community.
The Society assists individuals with the record suspension and pardon application process. Having a criminal record is a significant barrier for our clients to obtain meaningful employment and to move forward in life. This is one of the most essential services to assist individuals to put their criminal record behind them.
Our current director, Tangrid, continued the momentum with more programs also involving individuals and families. And the particular program of local interest, especially because of the height of concern in the community, is one recent program by John Howard for breaking the cycle of post-incarceration of the homeless. A very, very important task, and will need lots of time and effort to try and improve this situation in our society.
Over the years, the Society developed a range of services, such as the supervision of federal parolees, the Direct Accountability Program, the Immigrant Community Capacity and Engagement Project, the Children's Group, Teens Group, the Partner Assault Response Program in Huron and Perth counties, CSC programming, and housing and employment programs, and so many other projects and services. We also expanded service delivery to new jurisdictions.
Today, our community faces the devastating consequences of the COVID-19 pandemic, coupled with the ongoing homelessness and opiate crisis. We're seeing more individuals struggling to find a safe and secure place to live, more families unable to put food on their table, and mental health concerns arising across all demographics of our community. The John Howard Society continues to be a safe place that welcomes clients and provides necessary support and services.
I really love John Howard. Like, I really love the Society in London and the amazing people that are here. It's a different place. Everyone here is looking at changing the world and trying to make the world a better place, and I love that.
Incarceration was always a fascinating concept to me because the ultimate punishment in life is losing one's time by being removed from friends and family and put into complete isolation from the rest of society. When I initially became involved with the society, I remember it was the first place in my life where people were treated consistently with kindness, dignity, and compassion despite their circumstances. I knew from day one that John Howard Society would be my home. The individuals accessing services from the society are human beings. They are mothers, they are fathers, children, and grandparents. John Howard Society is a safe place for our service users. When people walk through our doors, they are often experiencing the worst times in their lives. However, they are always treated with compassion and humanity, despite their circumstances. Our clients are trying. Despite their barriers, they show us their potential and their fight to succeed daily. Some of the most beautiful human beings I've ever met are the people who have walked through our very doors. I'm excited to see what the future of our agency has in store.
Happy 75th anniversary to the John Howard Society of London and District.
Happy 75th anniversary to the John Howard Society of London and District.
Happy 75th anniversary to all members of the John Howard Society.
Congratulations, John Howard Society, on your 75th anniversary!
Happy 75th anniversary to the John Howard Society of London and District.
Happy 75th anniversary to the John Howard Society of London and District.
Happy 75th anniversary, John Howard Society of London.
Happy 75th anniversary to John Howard Society, London and District.
Happy 75th anniversary, John Howard Society.
Happy 75th anniversary, John Howard.
To the Board of Directors and the staff of the John Howard Society, to all the people who believe in our cause, congratulations on a remarkable 75 years.